Hey gamers! If you've been following this channel, you already know the must-play Metroidvania games that absolutely deserve a spot on your wishlist. In today's video, we're diving into the best upcoming Metroidvania games of 2025. We're also including a few highly anticipated Metroidvania titles from 2024 that haven't been released yet, because they're too good to leave out. But before we jump into the list, let's hear quick words from our sponsor. Looking for amazing deals on games? And our sponsor is what you need. And that's at Instant Gaming. This website offers huge discount that you cannot find anywhere else. You can search your favorite games for different platforms like PC, PS5, Xbox, and also Nintendo Switch. Do you want to get this amazing discount? It's simple. Just click my link in this description below. Create your own ID and start by your favorite games here. And once you make a purchase, you will receive the activation code to redeem for your chosen platforms. And by using my link, you'll not only save your money, but also support this channel. Amazing! Alright then, let's get back into the list. If you're a fan of anime, Metroidvania games, and side-scrolling action, EXIL might just be the game you've been waiting for. This beautiful anime-inspired Metroidvania has been in development for 6 years, and now it's making a big comeback on Kickstarter with a goal that's almost too modest, just $1. Yes, you hear that right, the game only asked for $1 to kickstart its campaign, and it has already surpassed $9,000, proving just how much excitement there is for it. Developer Mystic Clockwork Studio has mentioned that EXIL draws inspiration from modern classics like Hollow Knight and Nier Automata, mixing fluid gameplay with deep atmospheric storytelling. Ty's Soul Link is shaping up to be an interesting mix of action RPG and platformer. Set in a world that's slowly declining in 2097, the game offers a story that's both personal and adventurous. The gameplay is focused on combat, exploration, and puzzle solving. As Kiro, a white fox, you'll be trying to reunite with your friend Chloe after an accident separates you two. The game is still in development, but the soundtrack, which is being composed by Tomas Palazzi, should help set the mood, giving players a deeper connection to the world. Nocturnal 2 is an upcoming Metroidvania that's coming from Sunnyside Games. It's got a pretty cool and unique twist with its whole flame system that makes it stand out in the sea of action-adventure games out there. So, the main deal here is this special technique called the Enduring Flame, where your sword gets lit up after hitting fire sources. But you gotta be smart with it, because your flame can go out real quick if you're not careful, and trust me, the enemies love to mess with that. The game is all about exploration and combat, and if you're a fan of side-scrolling action, you're gonna love how it feels. Aeterna Lucis is the highly anticipated sequel to Aeterna Noctis. This game is still a Metroidvania, so you get fast-paced combat, a huge interconnected world to explore, hidden secrets, optional challenges, and a super deep story. Basically, Aeterna Lucis is going to take you on an adventure that's amazing like its predecessor. This game does not yet have a trailer to showcase. Hopefully this game will be released on 2025, because the developer planned release is on 2024. Comix Zero, it's an action platformer from Ukrainian devs, Bear Games. The story and gameplay are inspired by Super Metroid and Elden Ring, but with a unique comic book world theme. So yeah, it's got that Metroidvania feel, but it's also a bit of a tribute to Comic Zone. You'll be playing as a character named Zero, who ventures through comic book pages, battling enemies and draining the color from the world around him. The art style feels very much like the dark fantasy stuff from the early 2000s, but with gameplay that's more modern, inspired by Souls-like titles. Lone Fungus Melody of Spores is generating a lot of excitement. As a sequel to the popular Lone Fungus, players will once again take on the role of Greencap, a mushroom with extraordinary abilities. The goal is to unite the mushroom tribes and defeat the formidable ancient spirit beast. Discover a vast, interconnected world as you explore every nook and cranny. Unlock new abilities and revisit old areas to uncover hidden secrets. With challenging puzzles, intense boss battles, and stunning pixel art, Lone Fungus Melody of Spores is a must-play for fans of Metroidvania games. Soul Blade is a 2D platform action game with a strong classic vibe. The animations are all hand-drawn, so every movement is super smooth, making the gameplay feel incredibly immersive. What makes it stand out is its combat system, which revolves around swordplay. Get ready for intense heart-pounding battles. It's set to release in 2025, though. If it's already caught your eye, just add it to your wishlist so you'll get notified when it's available. So, if you're into action games with satisfying combat and classic visuals, Soul Blade should definitely be on your radar. Skydust, a side-scrolling Metroidvania game with a heavy cyberpunk vibe. The game will be available on PC via Steam, but unfortunately, no official release date has been revealed yet, but hopefully will be released on 2025. Players will play as a mercenary whose journey not only transforms their life, but also impacts the world around them. The game features two distinct universes, the real world and the virtual world. Both have crumbled after the disaster, and players will unlock different skill trees for each. You will exploring the map to earn money, which you use to upgrade your character and enjoy fun activities. Dewborne Dawn looks absolutely incredible, but hold on, don't let the hype get to you just yet. The game is still in development, so you won't be playing it anytime soon. The story is compelling, the hand-drawn visuals are stunning, and the gameplay promises flexible, combo-focused combat. Plus, the world building in Final Bastion looks insanely detailed. However, keep in mind that all of this is still in the big promises phase. So, while you wait for Dewborne Dawn to become a reality, you can add it to your wishlist on Steam. Fatal Claw is the complete package for anyone looking for a Metroidvania with a solid story, amazing visuals, and challenging gameplay. In this game, you play as Kisha, a legendary cat brought back to life by your ancestors. Your task isn't just to explore ruins, but also to help survivors stay alive. You can absorb abilities from the infected creatures you defeat. There's also Kabits, a magical stone that lets you customize Kisha's powers. It's a pretty flexible way to play. And that's not all. You will unlock the ultimate weapon as you progress to uncover the mastermind behind the chaos. The Red Selene is a game that combines survival horror and Metroidvania genres, offering a connected open world filled with tons of enemies, upgrades, and exploration. The game is expected to release sometime next year on PC and all consoles. If you're a fan of Dead Space, this game clearly draws a lot of inspiration from it. The game promises a tough challenge, so you'll need to thoroughly search every corner of the ship for anything that can help you survive and move forward. There's platforming, resource management, puzzles, and boss fights. Your approach to combat will determine whether you live or die. Silent Planet is an upcoming Metroidvania horror game in development by Vertex Zero, set to release in 2026 on Steam. In Silent Planet, you play as Aeterna, sent to the planet Thulkandra to search for the Angel's Egg. The gameplay in Silent Planet focuses on exploring a vast world full of secrets and dangers. Armed with weapons like the Asimov Plasma Blade and psionic powers, you'll need to survive in a grim, decaying environment. The game also incorporates RPG elements, allowing you to upgrade attributes like psionics and agility, which influence your combat effectiveness and survival.
Resilient.
Vapor World Over the Mind is like a mix of Souls-like action-adventure platformers that will take you into the world of dreams. In this game, you play as a boy named Lindsay who is struggling to survive in the dream world. The combat is pretty simple and very similar to games like Sekiro or Bloodborne. You can attack, block, dodge, run, and even sneak. Each enemy has a core part that needs to be exposed in order to defeat them. There are plenty of exploration options and alternative paths to take. Although you can't move freely in 3D space, the combat still feels exciting and satisfying. LUCID is a 2D platformer met Metroid and Castlevania. That's what this game is like. Or you can call it Celesteoidvania. What's cool is the combat system called Crystal Arts. It lets you switch between ranged and close combat, and mastering this is key to winning battles. Even better, the game gives you a lot of freedom to shape the story based on the choices you make. Whether you focus on certain skills or take a different storyline, it's all up to you. If you're into platformers with deep exploration and challenges, LUCID definitely deserves a spot on your wishlist. Primal Planet is a solo-developed Metroidvania that combines survival and crafting elements with a pixel art aesthetic and an action-packed story, and it's all taking place on a lush planet filled with dinosaurs. Instead, modern era like creatures of war, this game seems like ancient background who don't have weapon guns or firearms. The story is not just about dinosaurs, but also includes an alien presence that adds an extra layer of intrigue. Surviving on this wild planet is tough. You'll need to craft tools and weapons from natural resources you find around you. The Transylvania adventure of Simon Quest is a side-scrolling action game inspired by the controversial Castlevania II Simon's Quest. In this game, Simon embarks on a journey through the land of Transylvania to destroy Dracula's evil curse once and for all. It features optional non-linear progression and a day-night cycle. I'm curious about it because I love the Castlevania series, and it feels like it's been a long time since we've had a game with that old-school, stiff, and challenging style. Who knows? Maybe Konami will give the license to someone who will really do something amazing with it. A Sister's Journey is an indie platformer game currently being developed by Florian. In this game, you'll experience a mix of all three, plus puzzles and adventures for those who love to explore. The story will also be a key part of the game. But while the story is important, the gameplay will still be the main focus. The game will feature challenges, including tough platforming, boss battles that will leave you frustrated, and plenty of secrets to uncover. If you love a good challenge, this game will keep you hooked. Timespinner 2 Unwoven Dream is a Metroidvania game developed by Lunar Ray Games. It's the sequel to Timespinner, released in 2018. The story follows Aurea, a war hero who awakens from a nightmare that threatens to destroy the world. Her son sets out to establish himself as a hero capable of saving everything. Aurea then embarks on a mission to save her son, revealing many secrets about her fate and the important role she plays. While there is no official release date, the game will support Linux and is expected to be as exciting as its predecessor. Stay tuned for updates on Steam. MIO Memories in Orbit is a really fun game, but it can also be super frustrating. It's definitely tough, but the developers mention that what I've played so far is around the first 4 hours of the game. What makes the game stand out is its challenging but fair platforming. You've got double jumps and a grappling hook that require precision, plus you need to swipe crystals to recharge while jumping around. It's tough, but again, the developers said this is just the first 4 hours of gameplay. The story is still full of mystery, and the world in the game is already really interesting. Now, we just have to wait and see what happens when the full game is released. Eden's Guardian is a Metroidvania game with a dark story. It's about the Guardians, once the heroes of their world, who became addicted to dark power. This corruption drove them insane, and they ended up destroying their own world. What makes this game stand out is its unique combat system. You wield a sword to attack enemies, but it's not just for slashing. You can throw your sword and instantly teleport to where it lands. This opens up tons of creative ways to fight. You can set traps for enemies or attack them from unexpected angles. Blade Chimera is an upcoming 2D cyberpunk Metroidvania game from Team Ladybug, known for their gorgeous pixel art. For those who love Metroidvania games with action-packed vibes and a deep story, this one's a must-add to your wishlist. In this game, you'll play as Shin, who wields the luminous sword. Though there's a twist, the sword is actually the demon Lux in weapon form. While the sword is your main weapon, you can also switch it up with tools like daggers or pistols to match your playstyle. Originally planned for a spring 2024 release, it's been delayed for more polish. Now, we're looking at a 2024 or 2025 launch. Mira and the Legend of the Djinns is a Metroidvania game inspired by Moroccan culture and spiritual traditions. You'll play as Yuba, an adventurer who teams up with Mira, Djinn suffering from amnesia. What makes this game stand out is its primal elements system. There are 4 elements, each with its own unique power. The combat combines fast-paced action with strategic mechanics. You'll switch between Mira's sword skills and Rafiq's magical Djinn abilities, creating unique combos to take down challenging enemies and bosses. Fallen Tier: The Ascension is Metroidvania with dark fantasy world dripping in lore. Picture a paradise gone pear-shaped, caught some dodgy gods went off the rails. You're Hira, the plucky protagonist, running about with a staff and a heart full of hope. There's heavy influence from JRPG classics like Suikoden and Final Fantasy. Not only do they smash enemies with cool abilities, but they also drop proper wholesome vibes into the mix. The more you bond, the better they get. Pulling off mad combo moves like a musical number that can bring you back from the brink. Emberbane. This indie game really blends Metroidvania with an elemental system similar to Avatar: The Last Airbender. The main character can throw fireballs to melt ice, create wind to double jump, and use electricity to shock enemies. It's not just for attacking enemies, though. It's also used for exploring the map, which is packed with secrets. And for those who love Metroidvania games, Emberbane offers a ton of skills to help unlock new areas, just like in other Metroidvania games. Recently announced that the game has already received 30,000 wishlists on Steam. That means a lot of people are excited for this game. Constance is a 2D Metroidvania game with hand-painted artwork that immediately caught my attention. It has features that make the game feel fairer. When you die, you can choose to either return to the last checkpoint or continue forward with lower health as a risk. This option allows me to either try again or head to an easier area. The developers also mentioned they're working on ways to provide more information to avoid frustrating backtracking. They might add a mode similar to God Mode in Hades, where you can endure longer in battles after dying repeatedly. Although a bit challenging, Constance is very satisfying to play. Altered Alma is a Metroidvania game set in the cyberpunk city of Neo Barcelona. You play as Jack, a cyborg who must survive in this harsh world. As for the story, there isn't much to share from the demo, but there is an interesting new element, a dating sim-like romance system between the crew members of Jack's ship, the Esperanza. You can build relationships with various characters, not just with heterosexual partners, but also same-sex romances. Even though I only played a short demo, Altered Alma has already left a positive impression on me. I'm even more excited to see the game release and to dive into more of it. Rune Fencer Illyia is a Metroidvania game that invites you to explore a cursed island in search of your missing twin and uncover the mystery of a fallen kingdom. This game can be described as a mix of Zelda, Hollow Knight, and Brave Fencer Musashi all packed into one. The main feature of the game is the rune system, where the protagonist can steal runes from enemies and use them to create various new spells that are useful in combat. This adds depth to the gameplay, as players can experiment with different rune combinations to create more powerful abilities. Akatori is a Metroidvania game that offers a fresh take on the action platformer genre. In this game, You play as Mako, a teenager armed with a magical redbird staff. The standout feature of Akatori is how you use your magic staff. Not only does it serve as a weapon, but you can also toss it into the air and use it as a pole to leap off of, giving your movements a unique twist. The gameplay focuses on combining Mako's martial arts moves with staff attacks. The blend of both styles creates a dynamic combat system where finding the right combination of strikes feels rewarding. Mariachi Legends is an awesome Metroidvania game, especially if you love traditional Mexican food and beautiful pixel art. You play as Detective Pablo Cruz, chosen by Death herself to descend into Santa Mascota to find a powerful amulet that will make her the ruler of the land of the dead and disrupt the Dia de los Muertos celebration. The twist is, you get turned into La Sombra, a supernatural being with the power to fight off the evil gangs threatening his hometown. The game offers fast-paced combat and tons of action, along with an RPG system that lets you explore, solve puzzles, and gather ingredients for cooking and crafting. Crowsworn, not Silksong, is now the most anticipated Metroidvania. I know, many of you are super excited for Silksong 2, but after trying the Crowsworn demo, it just feels a little different. If you've played the demo, you know exactly what I mean. It's really impressive. The character movement is so smooth, the controls are tight, and the combat feels really satisfying. Now, about the release, we've already placed Crowsworn on our list of most anticipated indie games for 2025. But there's still one worry. Will it actually release in 2025? We'll just have to wait and see. But one thing's for sure, we can't wait for this game to drop. And that's it for today. What do you think about this list? If you have any new upcoming Metroidvania game recommendations that you think deserve a spot on this list, feel free to share them in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss out on other awesome game lists. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.